Hey pups, RP here, and this was supposed to go up on Pokemon Day, but I like arriving late to the party rather than to not show up at all. So today I'm doing a video that has already been on my mind for a long time, and what many other Pokemon fans and Poketubers have already done for their channels, and shared many stories either on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and any other website known to man. How Pokemon changed my life. Traveling back to 1996, on February 27th, when Satoshi, Nintendo, and Game Freak created and released one of the greatest and most popular and well-known franchises known to all gamers everywhere, Pokemon Red and Green for the Game Boy Color. My birth year kinda made me have a bunch of Pokemon memories, long before I could retain any memories of it at all, when the franchise first released itself. But Pokemon was more than just a video game, card game, anime, manga, or franchise to any of us. It's something that's a home, a friend, a comfort, and a strength and passion of who we are and what we built ourselves to be. My earliest memory of Pokemon was when I was watching Cartoon Network one night, probably waiting for an episode of the Powerpuff Girls, or Courage the Cowardly Dog, or Ed, Edd n Eddy, or some other CN show. That's when Pokemon premiered the episode Ash Catches a Pokemon, and I was hooked immediately. I wasn't aware that this was an anime, or game, or anything. Hell, I barely knew what 5 plus 5 was, let alone what Pikachu was. Pokemon was my world growing up. My parents would buy me clothes, toys, and VHS tapes, and we would also rent the tapes whenever we could, and my dad even got me a Game Boy with Special Pikachu Edition, and the trading card game for the Game Boy, and an N64 with Pokemon Stadium for Christmas, and later Hey You Pikachu for my birthday. But all was not happy in my world at the time. I mostly found any and all escapism where I could because my mother was very abusive towards me and my father, and once my parents got the divorce, my mom would often take her anger and frustrations out on me. Not physically if you count spanking, but it's still just as abusive. I was also bullied a lot and had little to no friends at school. I would often escape into the Pokemon world where I could befriend these creatures, and they would never abuse, yell, scream, or make any attempts to hurt or take anything out on me. I would watch the anime to make me laugh and smile and get excited whenever a heated battle would ensue. Then, middle school happened. I was often bullied for liking Pokemon, and I was also made fun of for being nerdy and geeky, and a lot of my peers and classmates often said the classic insult that Pokemon was for our sort people, and the franchise was our sort as a whole. I still escaped into Pokemon as a comfort because I knew they'd never judge or bully me, and I even bought a How to Draw Pokemon book and got really big into art. I also discovered a Pokemon fan comic called Random Doom, and created a DeviantArt account a few years later, and got inspired by Random Doom to create my own Pokeverse characters, stories, and comics. Around the time, I also discovered the Poketuber community, with not just gamers, but other Poketubers who went deeper into the Pokemon lores, like the J-Wits, Tamashi, Munching Orange, and many more to list off. I even wanted to aspire to be a video game artist and a Poketuber one day. My family thought my obsession with Pokemon was getting out of hand, so they forced me to focus more on school, rather than the source of comfort that helped me with my depression and anxiety. I was a depressed, anxious person who felt like she didn't meet anyone's expectations of her. I was either getting yelled at, screamed at, abused, pressured, or bullied by anyone and everyone from school, fake friends, or even some of my family. They all made me feel ashamed to love Pokemon, and see it as a comfort source whenever I needed it the most. The few friends I did have when I couldn't go to the Pokemon for comfort were always there for me. The community with real, true friends came to me and comforted me whenever I needed them the most. And when things got dark in my life, they became my life. After high school and so many other traumatic events, I was still struggling with anxiety and depression. But Pokemon helped me throughout my struggles. It taught me the value of patience, hard work, perseverance, and if things were as hard as they were in the games, then it eventually gets better, and you'll eventually succeed at your goals. I still struggle with my anxiety and depression, but so far, I feel like I've seemed to achieve at least a few of my goals so far thanks to Pokémon. Pokémon was more than just a franchise, anime, video game, card game, or even a manga series. It was a whole universe, a friend, and a comfort zone for me. I've met so many people, and made so many friends, improved on my art, and even inspired to try new things, explore different video games, and just encouraged me to be who I am. Pokémon has changed my life so much, mostly for the better, and I can't thank it enough for that. Thank you, Pokémon, for everything. For being a friend, a family, a source of comfort, and just overall something that made me who I am today. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one, pups. RP is out. Peace.